Hey, LinkedIn. Hey, Instagram. Hey, Facebook. And hey, YouTube. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome to Training Tuesday. I'm Suzanne Castle, your Chief Sparkler. Today, we're talking about something that holds so many people back, and that's all about staying consistent. Raise your hand if that might be you, right? Yeah, let's be real. We all start off totally motivated and life gets busy and overwhelm creeps in, and then consistency feels all but impossible. Here's the truth: you don't need to hustle harder, you need to stay intentional. Today, I'm sharing 3 simple and sustainable ways to stay consistent even when everything feels like too much. So, if you're ready to make this the year that you stay on track and actually follow through, give me some love in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Give me an emoji. My confetti is the favorite one, maybe a sparkle star. Let's dive in. You ready? Tip number 1: micro moves. What does this mean? It means you're going to shrink the task. It's very powerful to think about doing things in a micro move kind of way. We tend to think about success coming from massive changes overnight. When we look back, we're like, oh, and da da da. But honestly, it's the very small, consistent actions that create momentum. So here's how you apply that. You take that big, overwhelming thing that you've already said you want to do by the end of 2025, and you break it down until it almost feels too easy. That's the hack. It should feel like, oh, today all I have to do is send an email. Easy, right? Need to write a blog? Start by brainstorming 5 title ideas. Are you launching a new offer? Jot down 3 quick ways you could talk about it this week. Hey, Brittany, glad to see you. This works, you see, because your brain sees it as manageable. It doesn't see it as scary. It's like, oh, I only have to do this thing. Progress isn't about perfection. It's always about movement. So this one small step to shrink the task beats a big stressful leap that you will never, ever take. Tip number 2: anchor habits. This means you're going to tie it to something that you're already doing. This is honestly a game changer for me. This really helped my overwhelm get in control. So this is what I do. Because it removes decision fatigue when you've already decided I'm going to do this thing when I'm doing something that's already embedded in me. So instead of I'm going to find time to do this thing over here, you link a new habit to something that you already do. So here's how you apply that. Let's say like morning routine. Okay. So maybe as you're drinking your first cup of coffee, you're spending 5 minutes reviewing my top 3 priorities for the day. You see, you link them together. Let's say social media, right? Every time you decide to open Instagram, hey, Instagram, you engage first with 3 ideal clients before you start your scrolling. So maybe you're already journaling, right? You've taken that on in 2025. Maybe add 1 sentence reflecting on how your day is aligned with your goals. When you anchor habits consistently, they become automatic. And that's because you decide, I'm going to build on existing routines. So you see, it's not about, I'm going to add something. It's not about more. It's about weaving it into things that you already do. Easy peasy, right? Tip number 3. This is about the accountability spark. Accountability can feel like a heavy word, right? It feels a little rigid. It means that I've got all this yuckiness around me. But in fact, when you make something accountable and fun, the difference will be sticking with something or giving it up. So here's how I apply that. You could share a weekly goal. I do with my business coach. So share a weekly goal in maybe a group that you're in. Maybe you've got a biz bestie. We always love those, right? So share, here's what I'm trying to do this week. Let's check in with each other on Friday afternoon and make sure that we both did the thing. Maybe you want to set up a friendly competition. I am definitely type A. I love competing. I love being the best at stuff. So maybe it's with a peer who can check off their top 3 priorities the fastest, or by Friday, or whatever. We'll have a virtual happy hour, right? And I'm all about rewarding myself. So if I finish my launch prep, awesome. I treat myself to something small but meaningful. It could be blowing bubbles in my backyard, one of my favorite things to do. Maybe it's I get to go on a coffee run. Maybe I'm going to buy myself a new planner. Maybe I do a dance break. You know that's one of my favorite things to do if you follow me at all. So we don't want to forget the power of public accountability. So I want to challenge you in that same vein today. I would love for you to comment sparkle below with one thing that you'll stay consistent with this week. So sparkle and your thing. And I'm going to be there to cheer you on. And not only that, when you do that, I'm going to send you something to help for free, no opt-in, no nothing. So sparkle and the thing that you're trying to stay consistent with this week, because I want to cheer you on. So quick recap: micro moves, break it down into tiny steps, anchor habits. You want to link new actions to routines that you already have, accountability spark, staying consistent with fun and supportive measures. So as you see today, consistency is not about doing more. It's about showing up for yourself in ways that feel doable, that feel aligned. So I can't wait to see what your comments are. Remember, small steps taken consistently will create the biggest transformation. You've got this. I'm here cheering you on every step of the way. Until next Tuesday, keep shining. I'll see you soon.